Hello, welcome to my channel. As you may have seen, we have passed 5 million total view last week. I want to say a very big thank you to all my viewers from the bottom of my heart. We really appreciate and thank you all for joining me on this journey. Today I have a recipe that was requested by many viewers, which is brown roti. It is quite similar to the normal roti, but there's a little few difference in making of brown roti. But if you can make the normal roti, you can even master making the brown roti. For the brown roti, we'll be using brown bread wheat flour. So I am going to use 4 cups. That will make a dozen rotis. I'm also going to use a 1/4 cup of cooking oil and 60 grams of margarine and a teaspoon of fine salt. And I'm also going to use 2 cups of boiled water. I'm going to start off by measuring my brown wheat flour. As you can see, I am not going to sieve my flour because it has this all wheat in the flour. Here's my 4 cups of flour. So to this I'm going to add in my salt, my 1/4 cup of cooking oil, and thereafter my 60 grams of margarine, I'm going to use my hands to make this form into breadcrumbs. This is my boiling water, and whenever I make roti I always use boiling water. So I'm going to measure it with my cup, and gradually I'm going to add it to my flour. Give this a quick mix and then add in my another cup of water. So this is 2 cups of boiling water. After mixing it, I'm going to use my hands to dough. So this is mixed. Now I'm going to use my hands to make a dough. I'm kneading my dough with my hands, and while it's very hot, you must work with the dough. If your dough is a little sticky, you can use normal cake flour to just sprinkle to avoid the stickiness. This is my dough. I'm going to put it into my plastic bag I'm going to leave this dough for 15 to 20 minutes to rest. This resting period is slightly longer than the normal roti. The reason being, we want our brown wheat to break down a little bit. While this is resting, I'm going to switch my stove on for my tawa to heat up. Yeah, I have prepared my rolling board, and I also have my rolling pin, which is also known as choki and belna. My dough has rested for about 20 minutes. I'm going to take part of it. You can see it's nice and sticky. Therefore, I'm going to use plain flour to my rolling board. We can also use the countertop, but this roti, we are not going to make it too thin. We had to have it slightly thicker than the normal roti, so it will stay soft. If it's rolled out too thin, it will get too crispy. And when rolling out slightly thick, it will be nice and soft. When you want to form a good round ball, this is what you do. Leave your left hand to rest. Using your right hand, you just turn it around and around. And this is a nice round ball. This is some extra. And now I'm going to roll out this, and my tawa is heated up. So my first roti is rolled out. It's ready for the tawa. My tawa is nice and hot. Just going to put in my first roti. And this roti usually cook on high heat. Just give it a few seconds and then turn over. Dust out the extra flour, otherwise it will burn in your tawa. As you are toasting, you can lift them up and check, but don't use your hands the way I do. You might just get burnt. This side is done. So on the final side, if I'm done with my extra roti, I will show you how I use 2 rotis together on the tawa, and then it rises very well. This roti is done. It's my first. Here you can see. Here I have a nice bowl with my wax wrap, and I'm going to continue the rest of my roti. This is how I make my roti to rise, by using the second roti and pressing down. So this is how it rises. You can see how beautifully. Here you go, your lovely brown roti served with white fried cabbage and some beans curry. It makes a good meal for a vegetarian day. Thank you all for watching and enjoy.